My next guest felt she had to do something about the depiction of violence against our president. So during Friday evening's performance, Loomer stormed the stage, interrupting the performance, denouncing the depiction of violence against the right. And following the interruption, Loomer was in fact arrested by the NYPD. She joins us now to explain why she did this. Laura, welcome to the program. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks so much for having me, Sean.
Listen, you knew if you did this, you're putting yourself at risk. You're probably going to be arrested. You were arrested. You are charged. You're going to have to appear in court. But you knew that, right?
Yeah, I knew that that would be the consequence.
Why was this then so important to you?
This has been really important to me because the left has systematically and programmatically used free speech and artistic expression as a pretext to incite violence against the right and promote the assassination of President Donald Trump. And that's really problematic. You can see the consequence of this play and just the liberal mainstream media using political violence against the right this past week when Representative Steve Scalise was shot in an assassination attempt on House Republicans. This was, of course, carried out by a liberal who watched MSNBC, was a fan of the liberal mainstream media, and who knows, maybe he was influenced by Kathy Griffin and Julius Caesar.
And by the way, this was nonviolent. And, you know, it's funny because the left has been preaching since Donald Trump got elected, oh, the resistance. Oh, and Obama once said, get in their faces. And Biden once talked about taking Trump behind a schoolyard and kicking the crap out of him. Robert De Niro wanted to punch him in the face. So Jim Carrey wants to use a golf club on the president. Then we've got ISIS poses and everything else. And then you have, of course, the infamous Madonna. Listen to this.
Yes, I am outraged. Yes, I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
You know, and Laura, I was thinking about you. I mean, wait a minute. I thought the left liked peaceful protests, and in some cases, they don't even speak out against violent protests. And Rhino Republicans, they've been critical of you, and never Trumpers are critical of you. But this was nonviolent, you expressing that you're tired every night of the president or a president lookalike getting assassinated on stage. Why would they be so critical when they support it when liberals do it? And what if it was against certain historical religious figures? What do you think the reaction would be?
Yeah, look, this is assassination porn, right? So the left is taking pleasure in watching an assassination attempt on President Trump. Shakespeare once said that violent delights lead to violent ends, right? And so when you're going to delight in the assassination of our president, it's going to have a violent end. And why are the Never-Trumpers supporting me? Well, what do the Never-Trumpers have in common with the liberals? They both are unhappy with President Trump being our president. They haven't accepted it. And the only way that would be resolved is if he was eradicated or taken out. So, of course, Never-Trumpers like Ben Shapiro are going to criticize me because I'm protecting the president's life. I'm protecting our Constitution. I'm using my constitutional right of free speech and protest to protest against the bastardization of Shakespeare, really, just an attempt to continue the normalization of political violence against the right. And it's absolutely absurd.
In light of what happened last week, you took a very courageous political stand. It was nonviolent. You were making a very strong point. I applaud you for what you've done, and you did it knowing what the risks are, and good for you. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks so much for having me.